4, 3, 2, 1.
Seersucker soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day.
Well, look behind me, I have some nice Chinese calligraphy, and we're going to be talking to Richard Wang about that during the show. We have a great lineup today. I'm Ann Perilli, your host for Capital Region Today. And we're going to be starting out, we're going to be talking art for the first three segments. The first one will be Gallery 5, and they're going to be telling about they're looking for a home maybe and more. And then we're going to be talking with Richard Wang, who is a calligrapher, a master calligrapher, amazing man. He's on this show, but he'll be on in a future show as well. We're also going to be talking about Art Night. What a great revival of this. It's been years since we've done it, and now it's starting up again. After that, we're going to be going up to Saratoga and talking about Saratoga Voices. And they're having a concert coming up. We're going to learn all about that and how you can get involved. I think it's going to be held at the high school in Saratoga. But that's a whole other thing. And then we're going to be talking about tennis, because there's a fundraiser coming up for the firefighters, and Cancer Foundation will be talking to them. And then we're going to wrap up with Harbinger Theater, and they're doing Into the Breaches, and I can't wait to find out what that's all about. What an interesting title. But we are going to start right out today with our first guests, which are from Gallery 5. We have three lovely people with us today. We have Steve and Kearney, and then we have Richard. And I think most of you have been on before, so this is kind of old stuff for you. Tell us what's going on, because the last time I went to one of your events, it was phenomenal, and it was downtown. Yeah. Tell us. I don't know who wants to start, but go. Okay, Richard, yeah.
Because I'm closest.
You're it.
We have now done 3 of our pop-ups. Each one was slightly better attended. The past one we had well over 600 people that attended our first opening night.
It was amazing.
Was it? Yeah, we tried for that. We tried to do
amazing.
something that really catches people's attention. So we decided to forego our fall show this year so we could focus more on fundraising and building the brand.
Okay, good. That's
So
great. And you really need to. Okay.
Yeah.
You had a spot on State Street that you took over, like 2 storefronts.
Right.
Or 3. I don't know how many it was. What are you looking at, Connie or Steve? Are you looking for a location? Tell me more about what your plans are.
We are looking for a permanent home, but of course, we don't have really the funds to have a brick and mortar place. So we had the Electric City area that was divided back into 4 separate storefronts.
Okay.
So that the place wasn't really small enough to showcase what we were what we were doing. So we are, like I said, the 4th pop-up was put off so we can concentrate more on the fundraising and trying to keep the home in downtown Schenectady.
Yeah, it would be nice to have an art gallery in Schenectady where people could go in, maybe donate artwork to be sold, or to kind of create that energy behind art. Connie, how do you see fundraising? I mean, both gentlemen have talked about fundraising, but I haven't heard how.
So we're really on the move, even though we decided to step back from having another pop-up. Our focus right now is building our brand and getting our name out there so people we're very recognized.
And that's Gallery 5.
Gallery 5 Schenectady.
Yeah.
And the first 3 shows were very well attended, so we have some good momentum going. But our focus right now is to get a building, whether we rent it or ultimately buy one would be fabulous, right downtown in the footprint, so that people can visit the gallery and we can showcase different artists all the time. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to build the brand. We've also now scored 3 scholarships, so we will start to roll those out for students to be able to help them build their own art career. And our website is up next. We're working on all of our collateral so that when we're seeking out the artists, we can also promote them at the same time with links and really building that website. So the fundraiser, we're looking toward February.
Oh, good. You come on again.
Yeah. So you know, we're a very well connected group of people. So you know, we feel like with being well known in what we do in our personal lives, we can transfer that over to Gallery 5 and really work with the local community to support this, because as we all know, we're really seeing art grow in Schenectady.
Absolutely.
It's really
well,
got
our
this-
first 3 segments are going to be on art, actually. So that's
It's got wonderful momentum. It's,
Yeah.
you know, whether you're walking around or the murals
Is
or
there-
us doing the fine art, it's
Right.
crazy.
Is there any way, years ago when OTB building was there, I managed to get different artists to put their displays in those windows. I talked to OTB and they approved that we could go in and for 1 month have it. Is there any way that you can go to different empty storefronts and have a display with your big sign and just show some art to get that energy going again? Or, I mean, is that possible?
We've been very fortunate with the generosity of not only Electric City Apartments, but then Mohawk Harbor was very generous in allowing us to use space. Right now we have our things stored back at the smaller portion of Electric City Apartments, and that's that is a goal with all of our marketing materials, is to put something in the window and then be able to open the doors and maybe have one of us there, here
I
and
would
there to
love
talk
to see an
people.
art. There used to be one in the Proctor's block. There was an artist that had a gallery in an art studio, actually.
I think she's still there, Catherine Minery.
I don't know. No, I think he passed away, the gentleman that had it.
Oh, that from a long time ago.
Long time ago, yeah,
Oh,
long
wow.
time, about 20 years ago almost, yeah. Am I dating myself?
Never.
No, you're not.
No, not at all. Just, I have a very good memory.
But you know, there's really not a lot of storefront.
No, there is, yeah, you're right,
to
you're right.
have,
There isn't a lot that you can use, actually.
Which
but-
is a
for
good
display.
thing. That
Yeah.
there aren't a lot of
For
empty
display.
storefronts.
Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of join in with you to think of ways to, and of course, our art night is another way that they're getting the art out as well. So, fundraising, are you going to have like a big fundraiser? And
Yeah, we're in the midst of writing a pretty extensive business plan. I mean, we are a nonprofit. We are official.
Right.
We have board members.
and you can get grants.
We can
Right.
get grants. Thank you. Forgot about that. We are looking
Yeah,
into
yeah.
grants. We've applied for a couple. And, you know, there's a lot of focus on art. And obviously, with the amount of people that came to our show, there is a need for a formal gallery on a regular basis.
Good. Well, I wish you well, and
Thank
I
you.
hope
Thanks,
that when you
Ann.
come on again and tell us a little bit more about that. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And I'm
Thank
going to
you.
switch
Thanks,
over
Ann.
to Richard here. There's another Richard here, and we're going to be talking about what you're doing with calligraphy. You are a master calligrapher.
Yes, I have been practiced for over 40 years.
40 years.
Yes.
I know that you explain when you teach. You explain how it's written. But let's talk about your art. Okay, first of all, I call it art because it is art. You can hang it on the wall. When you look at, there's different types of Chinese writing.
Right. There is
This is-
5 different styles.
Okay, is this the oldest?
No, this is not the oldest.
It
this
isn't?
this is the curvatures. Curvatures is more freedom to show your face. The oldest one is the Seal style.
Okay,
Seal style is like Qing dynasty.
the Qing dynasty.
Yeah,
Okay.
Qing dynasty. It's from Oracle.
Okay.
Oracle's development transfer to the Seal style. That's after the Empire Qin Shi Huang united the whole China. Then the Prime Minister Li Si corrected the word system.
So that changed there.
Yeah, change that as whole China use the same writing styles.
Okay, is that
That's
the
the
same as, can the Japanese read this?
Yes, Japanese.
Because the Japanese and the Chinese use the same?
And Japanese borrowed some Chinese words.
Oh, okay.
So Right now, even in Japanese modern words, there's a couple of thousand Chinese words still in use.
Okay.
So, but there are some words meaning changed, but they're exactly Chinese
Oh, the words have changed a little bit, yeah.
No, the meaning changed, but the
Okay.
words is still same.
The same.
Yeah.
But when Amao came in, didn't he change it to the square, kind of the square writing? But
No,
that's
it's not a square change. The Mao coming.
I'm using my own words.
Okay. After the 1949, the Chinese traditional writing is complicated. So in order to get more people to easy to learn Chinese words, so they
Oh.
simplified it.
It's called simple Chinese. Okay.
Yeah, it's called simple fountain.
Okay.
Simple font, simplified it.
All right.
So some words, but in calligraphy, mostly I still use the traditional
The
ways.
traditional. Yeah,
Yes.
because it's most beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really art. And you're giving some classes or some workshops. Let's talk about those.
Yes, this year, fortunately, I got a grant from Capital Region Arts Center of Capital Region, 10,000 grants.
Okay.
So that allowed me to do the free workshops.
So these are all free.
Yes.
Okay.
So all the workshops are free. I have a coming one in October 19.
Yes,
in the-
Schenectady, isn't it?
No, it's in Oakwood Community Center. I think.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Oakwood Community Center. And then next one will be November 2nd
Okay.
in the Washington Avenue, Albany
Library.
Public Library.
Yeah.
And then next one will be November 9th. November 9th in Schenectady
In Schenectady. I knew there was one
Public
in
Library.
Schenectady. Yeah.
And then 23rd is the guideline ones.
Okay. Because
So-
these are amazing. The idea that you can talk through when you teach the brush
Right.
strokes, and I like breath to brush.
Yeah, the project is called From Brace to Brush. Why it's called? When you're writing was you take brace, all the focus is your tip of a pen. So you are control your pen and writing whatever the strokes you are writing. You don't think anything else.
It's like
It's just
meditation.
like exactly like meditations. So this is a practical calligraphy is one of the best ways to learn how to focus.
Okay, so
So-
focusing, because you're focusing on what you're writing
You-
and your breath at the same time.
Right, your breath, relax, and focus the stroke, not even words. From stroke to stroke, then compose the words.
Now, when you say this one right here, okay.
This
when
one
you
is
do that one, does everybody who writes that do it the same way? In other words, the strokes all have to go in the right order?
If it's a standard, I told you there's 5 different styles.
Right.
If it's a standard one or sales style, everybody do exactly same.
Exactly. So you start with this and then you do that, and you don't do it out
Yes,
of order.
you do this, and then
Oh, could
you're
you
writing word.
stand up next
Right,
to it? Oh,
you
well,
do
be
it-
careful your mic.
Yeah, you do exactly have the orders. First stroke, second, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the orders.
And everybody would do it the same.
Everybody do the same. But if you do a style like this, you probably is different. Probably a different.
What does this word mean?
This would mean family.
Family.
Yeah, this means family. It's traditional house family, a roof, right?
The
house
roof, yeah.
and a pig and a roof. So that's in ancient China, people think if you have a house, you have a pig or whatever.
You have an animal there,
You have an
yeah.
animal there. Means you have a house. You
It
have a
means-
home.
yeah.
Family, and that's explain what family is your forever relay on.
Okay,
right?
so we have the roof and we have the pig. Now
Yes.
what's next?
Then I explain what the family means.
Okay.
This is the family is the forever relay on for a people is the most warm place, and if the person's harmony, if people in the family is harmony, then you will be have the good luck. If your family don't have those, it's if you don't build up your morals and help people have good morals, your family may have a disaster. So it's from actually
It's a morality.
Yeah, it's morality. It's
Yeah.
just like a Buddhist
Yeah.
belief since
Yeah.
if you
Yeah, good.
yeah.
I love the idea of how they do it, but I didn't. So that whole thing in the bottom is a pig.
Yeah, this whole thing
Watch
here
your-
is
watch
a
your
pig.
mic. Yeah.
This is a pig.
Okay. The whole
And-
thing. So if you took the roof off, that would be pig.
Yes,
Ah,
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning something. Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing, because there's so much to learn about the Chinese calligraphy. This is beautiful. Can you just briefly say, you did this, right? Obviously.
Yes,
All right.
I did it.
What does this represent?
This is a poem from the Li Bai, who is the Tang Dynasty.
The Tang Dynasty,
Tang
okay.
Dynasty poems is the one is the most famous in China.
Okay.
It's the one. It's the best.
It's the best.
Yeah, it's the best poems of China. This is a poem about before she starting going to drink. It's a poem about starting before he drinking, and he is gathering with his friends in one day and then write this poem. And this is a very, very famous poem.
It's famous, so everybody would know that.
Yeah.
When you read that, how do you read it? From left to
You
right?
read
Right-
from-
watch your mic. Yeah.
From top down,
Oh,
and
okay.
then to second lines, all the way to here.
Oh, it's not a cross, it's up
No,
and down.
In Chinese, you can write it this way, like normal writing, or you can like this way.
And
But,
this runs up and down.
Yeah, run up down is why you write down because you don't want the stroke stop.
Right.
So you write one stroke right away, you can write another stroke. So one stroke you can write multiple words.
Okay.
If you write this way, you probably have to stop each word.
Oh, okay.
Also
So
the-
that's why it's better to
Yeah,
go.
so your qi is not continuous.
Right, right.
So it's not a good way to write arts.
Yeah.
But if you want to write individual words, let me see. I have a
Well,
sample here.
well, maybe you can illustrate here. At
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bottom.
yeah. The bottom is like use this individual words. You can write it this way, so you don't mind they are not continuous writing.
Okay.
So, in that way.
Well, this is really interesting. When I was in China, I started to learn the simplified because it was easier to see, you know, the
words
center
are simple.
city, you know, is like that with this box, you know, like that. So I was starting to be able to read the words, but it was simplified. I don't know if I could learn this, but I'd like to. It would be great to learn this. So you're giving your classes. I know you're going to come back again, and we're going to talk a little bit more about how you do this. Do you sell these, or do you just do them because you like to do them?
Yeah, I do sell, but I'm not promoting to sell that much because
You want to teach.
I want more and more people realize the beauty of the Chinese
gorgeous.
calligraphy. A lot of people may heard of words calligraphy, but what exactly calligraphy, they may not have idea.
Yeah.
So my mission is to like more and more people to realize how pretty it is.
It's beautiful.
And I do give away stuff like names, bookmark of them. Can I show you samples?
Well, we're almost out of time, but next time you're going to do that, right?
Okay, okay.
And I know he's coming to my home, and I have 2 beautiful calligraphies. You're going to have to tell me about those.
Sure, no problem.
Great.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much, Richard. It's
You're
always
welcome,
a pleasure
you're
to
welcome.
see you and have you on the show.
Okay.
And a happy autumn festival, right?
Yes, yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to switch over. And with more art over here. Oh, my goodness.
art,
and
yes.
thank you, Greg, for being here. And what do you have?
Of course,
You
there's
have
Art
Night
Night
Schenectady.
Schenectady,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so glad that you're bringing it back again.
I know, right? A lot of people remember.
Mesmore and me and a number of us were really worked at it years ago. You were a part of that too,
Yeah.
Richard. And we worked so hard at it. And the whole downtown, we had buildings and everything, and now the buildings are gone, and so things kind of just
That's
went
true.
away.
Yes, but now they're back.
They're back, and
Yes.
I got to give you a for that.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
So tell me, I was not able to get to the last one. I wanted to, but sometimes life gets in the way.
Well,
Tell me about what happened and where you were. You're all over, or what? I know you're at
all
the
over.
Armory. Thank you very much. Richard.
Yes, we're working very closely with Armory Studios. We have permanent art now up at Armory Studios.
And where is that? Is that outside in the lobby?
It's everywhere, Ann.
Everywhere. I got to get over
Everywhere.
there. Yeah.
Everywhere. Yes.
As many as 40 pieces, I believe. at
Oh,
this time.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. All local artists, regional artists. And then last time we had Art Night, September 20th.
Right.
We had over a dozen locations, which was great. A lot of people remembered it from 2013, right? Like yourself.
I should have worn my T-shirt. I have the Art Night T-shirt. Yeah, I'll do that next time.
Yeah, and we had a lot of things going on at Armory Studios with music at several locations.
Well, isn't that part of art, though? Music and sculpture and fabrics. I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
When we talk about art, there's just so much. Yeah.
Yes, and that, we're trying to. The thought is, in addition to the history of it, is that there's a lot of artists out there that are making art, and it is in a closet or it's in an attic, like a lot of really good art. So I wanted to have an outlet. We wanted to have an outlet for those artists to come out and showcase.
Show and maybe sell because.
And maybe sell.
Because
Yes.
that's it. So, Richard, now you're involved with the Armory Studios.
That's right.
And Studio New York. I'm sorry.
Thank
Let's
you.
get that out there. Are the dinosaurs still there?
Dinos are still there
Are still
for a
there
short
too.
period of
So
time.
they have
yeah.
a dinosaur exhibit too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is
They're
art.
They're not making any art as far as I peeked in on them, and they.
Well,
they have
they
not been
got little
making anything.
arms.
Yeah, very little arms. They're short-handed.
They're short-handed, right? But anyway, the art that you have showing, so people that go there, they can see that for
Right.
free, obviously. What is that for sale? I mean,
ArmoryStudiosNewYork.com, ny.com, and look on our calendar. And yes, and there also every piece of art that we have for sale is actually listed there with the artist's names and the prices and the contact number. So you would call Craig and he would set it up. Yeah, every piece of art is for sale. And let me just say, there are many joys in life, and one of my favorite joys is owning local art.
oh, me too.
It's a very special
have a lot of local-
relationship,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
wonderful to buy something at Marshall's or something from a museum, and that's cool. But to know the artist, to meet the artist, and to proudly show that work to your guests when they arrive, it's an unparalleled joy.
I couldn't agree with you more. Emily, you're on the board, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So tell me how you're involved, and are you an artist?
So in the art sense, I'm mostly a musician and theater artist.
I
so
said that's art too.
It
right?
is absolutely
Yeah.
art. So this has been a lovely opportunity for me to switch into the visual art sphere and see what that world kind of looks like in Schenectady and the Capital Region and beyond, because it's so vibrant here. So what I do is mostly the forward-facing work, so volunteer coordination. I run the social medias. We have two primary ones, both on Facebook and Instagram.
Great.
We're Art Night Schenectady. It's
Yeah.
really easy to find us.
I know that you've been really promoting it, and I'm doing what I can to help promote it as well,
You
because
certainly
I think
are.
it's
Yeah.
Yes.
art is so important, and it seems to me that they kind of have gone by the wayside in schools, but it shouldn't, because some people thrive on being expressive and creative.
Yes, there are lots of artists, obviously, that we deal with. There are some artists that are primarily trying to sell their work. There are many, many artists that enjoy showing the work and enjoy the social aspect of it, and having their art up on the wall, and to be an artist and to see somebody hang your art up on the wall and put nice light on it, and to see 5 or 10 people looking at your piece is a thing. It is inspirational, and artists talk about, oh, do you see that person looking at my piece? I think they like this one or that one, or
Do they
they have
ever
opinions.
sneak up and say, what do you think of this one?
I cannot tell you that. I cannot tell you that. That's a
And
secret.
they go, well, it's okay, but I think
Yes.
maybe, and what does it tell you? You know, it's kind of like,
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that next time.
yeah, do
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to wear something, make you look different so they don't know it's you.
Probably.
Exactly. And I know that you have been in the past, you've worked with these art, contests and things. And
Sure.
Yeah, so you are promoting art in the area, and I think it's so important to get the art, to have people know that it's okay to just delve into art and do it, whether it's sculpturing or fabric, I guess, is even art. I mean,
I love what your previous guest said, breath to brush. That spoke to me. That really, it's a beautiful activity to be able to create something that has never existed before, and then to show it to other people. It's a great way of just sharing beauty or pain or some kind of emotion that you have, just even aesthetic visuals. Beautiful.
Well, they do talk about art therapy,
Yes.
where sometimes people have been, traumatized, and getting the art out sometimes helps to get to put it on paper, is to kind of say, this is how I feel, and now I'm getting rid of it. Maybe I don't know. I mean, but there's so
Guess
important.
what? This is free therapy as well.
Free therapy,
And
yes.
let's not forget to mention, this is, if you've been to a wing walk or you've been to a soup stroll, this is that same kind of ultra Schenectady, ultra walkable event where you can go from J Street Marketplace all the way down to Lower Erie, and it's just a few minutes really, and there's places to stop every 20 steps. It really is. These guys have done
so
such a
tell
great
me,
job.
where in downtown is it? I mean,
Well,
where would you find it?
J Street is open
Yeah, it
at
is.
night, and there's several locations on J Street, Storied Coffee and Bear and Bird, that have art there to view. We have Catherine Minery and her two other artists
yes.
that have an active studio that you'd
Absolutely,
be able to
yeah.
tour. You'd be able to go up to their studios. You have to walk up some stairs. Key Hall has just made available to us, so
Oh,
we have that
wonderful.
for
Oh,
October.
thank you, Proctors.
Yes, thank you, Proctors. So Judy and Jean have been awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going to have art there. It's a big space, and a lot of artists are excited about filling that up. We have Alchemy Studios, which is over on Erie Boulevard, 140 Erie Boulevard.
Okay.
That's more like a warehouse style big space that we're going to fill up with art, and of course,
That's down where the old, well, I shouldn't date myself, where the roller skating rink used to be, in that area.
we have Mohawk Valley Art Shop that has been there for years now.
And you could buy.
You can go in, but also that night they're going to have music, and usually on Friday nights they have a sketch class. And then, of course, we have Armory Studios that's going to be open for business that night. That is going to be a party, and it's going to have an after
We
hours
love
party.
parties, don't we? We love to
Right?
celebrate, and we need to celebrate artists and celebrate the creativity that is in our community. We have a lot of creativity.
Lots.
Talking about creativity, take a look at some of those murals that are going up on the buildings.
Yes,
Yeah.
Now that's art, and we need to get it out there. I love street art.
I know, right?
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, thank
Love
you
it.
all for being here
Of
and
course,
for what
thank
you're
you.
doing. And I hope, I can't come to the next one, but I want to get to some of these art. I've got other things going on, and unfortunately
reserve a chair
it gets
for
in the
you.
way. So,
Okay.
but since you have the art up all the time at Armory, I can stop by and see that.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we want to invite people to stop by. I think you're closed on Tuesdays, but other than that, right, Richard?
There are different hours on different days. They can go to the website, actually, Armory Studios NY, and we're going to be putting a complete list of all of the locations. We don't quite have an actual website, but there is a Facebook
thank you so
group.
much for offering
There's
your.
a Facebook group, number one, so please come join in if you're an artist or not. And you can go to Armory Studios NY and see a complete list of all the participating
Great.
locations.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. I'm so happy that you revived Art Night.
Awesome.
I loved it.
Thank you, Ann.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
All
I'm gonna
right.
wear my T-shirt next time.
Awesome.
Okay, good. Okay, we're gonna switch over and talk about music. Well, I mean, this is just kind of like flowing right together here, because we're now talking about Saratoga Voices. Tell me about your group. It looked like you have a pretty big group.
Yes, so First of all, thank you for
I
having me
saw the
on
picture and
show.
it's like, really, they have that many people?
Yes, we do. When we did the Mozart Requiem last spring, which was right here in Proctor's, I believe we had right around 85 singers. And that was a really large group.
Amazing.
And in fact, we were joined by the singers from SUNY Albany Chamber Singers, and so we were over 100 on stage of Proctor. So that was pretty exciting.
Wasn't that exciting? And
Yeah.
you must have been so excited. You're the artistic director, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you must have been so excited to have that many voices coming at you, and it's almost like, you know, being in some of these big places, like these tabernacles or something.
It's very exciting, and I have to say it has a divine kind of quality about it, and that's part of what I love about directing choirs, is a feeling of the collective energy and passion and enthusiasm of all these people in the community who are giving their free time and energy to be a part of this project.
You know, just to kind of promote good things that are happening.
Exactly.
Are you having, now I know through the pandemic a lot of things kind of fell apart. Did you have that falling apart and then rebuilding, or are you just like going gung-ho?
Well, I would say both and. We're going gung-ho. I was not the director at the time of the pandemic. I just came in last fall.
Right,
but
there is a history there, yeah.
There's certainly a history there, but I'm very happy to say that our numbers are continuing to grow, and particularly we've had a good number of new singers sign up this fall, so I'm excited for
now,
the season.
when you're looking for singers, and I don't know if you're looking, but if you're looking, do they audition? Tell me a little bit about the inner workings.
Yes, so we have what's called vocal placement interviews, which is basically an opportunity for singers to meet with me as the artistic director, so I can hear their voice, get a sense of their range, their vocal qualities, and their ability to read music. But we encourage everyone from the community, if you like to sing, to come out and audition.
So reading music is important.
Reading music is definitely important, yes.
Okay, well, that lets me out. Anyway, so tell me about your event, because we're here to talk about that and get people to go. And it's going to be at the Saratoga High School, is it?
Yep, Saratoga High School.
How are the acoustics there?
Yeah. Oh, it's just beautiful, and they're just in the process of finishing renovations on the hall.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a Broadway-style theater. It's big. I think it's over 1,000 seats. Gorgeous piano.
Really? Their high school has over 1,000?
It's a really beautiful auditorium.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure on the capacity.
Well, I'm going to go up there and start counting.
Yeah, right. But it's a nice large theater. So everyone can come. Everyone in town should come out for the concert.
And what is your concert? Tell me a little bit about it.
Yes, so it's Sunday,
is it a
October
requiem?
27th.
No.
Nope, not a requiem this time.
Okay, good.
We're going in the exact opposite direction. The performance is called Feel the Spirit. It's celebrating the work of Margaret Bonds and the gospel and spiritual tradition of African-American music in this country. Margaret Bonds was an incredible composer.
I'm not familiar with that name.
Yeah, she was at her height in the 1950s and 60s.
Okay.
New York and Chicago-based composer, African-American female composer, in the vein of Florence Price and others of her generation. And well, let me tell you a bit about the centerpiece of the program. It's called the Credo, and it's really her great choral masterpiece. This piece was written in the 1960s, and the text is by W.E.B. Du Bois, the great civil rights pioneer. Du Bois, Du Bois.
Yeah, I know.
Tomato, right? Who interestingly was actually born and raised in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, so there's some local history there as well. Anyway, he wrote this text that was his credo in the vein of the Catholic credo, but it's actually a civil rights testimony. So the statements are things such as, I believe in God, I believe in the Negro race, I believe in the devil and his angels, I believe in the Prince of Peace, and each one goes on to describe the challenges and the struggles of African Americans in this country and the ultimate divine revelation that
that's
will
interesting,
lead them.
very interesting, yeah. So how long was this performance? It sounds like this is going to be a big deal.
Well, so the credo goes about half an hour.
Okay.
So that's the second half of the concert. And then the first half is a collection of gospel and spiritual numbers. And in my research for this program, I was amazed to find just how many incredible arrangers of this traditional African American music there are out there. So I found, I believe it's 6 arrangements of different gospel tunes, everything from Deep River, There Is a Balm in Gilead. We have
God, the old
the old
classics,
standards.
yeah.
But then we have some original pieces too. Rosephanie Powell is featured. She's an incredible living African-American female composer who does a lot of work with collegiate ensembles. She has a whole catalog of pieces that are very inspired by that tradition, but actually fully original compositions.
This sounds like an amazing concert.
It's going to be a good
It's going to
time.
be amazing. And we didn't talk about the date. And I know we did put it up there, but tell me a little bit about it.
So Sunday, October 27th at 3 o'clock
Okay.
at the Saratoga Springs High School.
Okay.
And you can find all the information on our website, which is saratogavoices.org. We also have a Saratoga Voices Facebook page. And on the website, since we talked about joining, you can also find all the information about how to do that.
How to do that. Now, if you were looking for vocalists, I guess I should call them vocalists, not singers, but vocalists, are you looking for sopranos, tenors, bass? Is there a specialty that you're looking for, or is there just come and join us?
So the basic answer is come and join us, and we're always happy to. I'm always happy to hear new singers and see what your abilities are.
Okay.
However, we are certainly always looking specifically for basses and tenors.
That's what I was going to
Yes,
say, because
indeed.
the males are usually weak.
Yes,
I mean,
indeed.
Yeah.
So basses and tenors out there, please come and join us.
Good. So we got that out anyway. Is there a charge for this concert?
Yes, I believe it's $35
Okay.
general admission, and then we have a discount for seniors and students and
good.
youth.
Okay, so it's not a free concert, but you got to buy your music and you got to buy all the rest that goes with it. People don't realize that if you rent a space, and there's a lot of costs that go into that as well.
Oh yes, indeed. And on that note, we have Karen Becker, our amazing accompanist, not just accompanying the chorus, but also playing some solo pieces, and then also playing some songs with our featured soloists.
I was just going to ask
Yep.
you, do you have soloists?
Yeah, so we have Christopher Price, who's local. He is a music teacher in Troy, and also is an amazing baritone who sings with me at Albany Pro Musica, where I also
Oh, you also do it at Pro
I also
Musica,
work, and he's incredible. So he will be singing with us. And also we have Haley Whitney, who's an incredible soprano that I worked with at Opera Saratoga last summer.
Oh, you
or 2
worked with
summers
Opera
ago.
Saratoga.
Yep.
That's an amazing group, isn't it?
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
wonderful.
Yes, I was
yeah.
an assistant conductor with them.
Yeah.
And Haley Whitney hails from New Orleans, so she'll actually be coming out from New Orleans to join us for this
Good.
concert.
Oh, this is going to be an exciting night, and you should be so proud of yourself for getting all this together and getting a packed house. Fill all those 1,000 seats, maybe.
We'll see.
Try
I
it.
hope
Try
so.
it. It's been a pleasure
Yeah.
to meet you, and I'm so glad this is your maiden voyage, so to speak, on the show. Please don't be a stranger and come back again and kind of maybe bring a vocalist with you next time.
I hope so.
You never know.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Ann.
much, Noah,
No,
for
no.
being here. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to switch over and talk about tennis.
Tennis.
Tennis. Tell me about it.
So we are doing a tennis fundraiser to support the Schenectady Firefighters Cancer Foundation.
And the city council is behind it?
Well,
I'm talking to Marion Porterfield
so
here.
I'm president of the city council,
Right.
and I am also a tennis player. So
Are you
I
a
do.
tennis player? I
Yes.
did not know that.
Yes, I am, and I play up in Central Park with
Okay.
the Schenectady Tennis Association. So that's how I'm connected to this.
Oh, okay, good.
And so, came up with the idea and then reached out to obviously Schenectady Tennis Association.
And pickleball.
And
Who knew?
pickleball.
Who knew?
And Rich is a good friend and asked, because pickleball is really very popular.
I can't believe they're changing, they're making courts into pickleball. And I thought, how different can they be? But apparently they are.
Yes.
I don't know anything about pickleball.
Yes.
And I have barely know a lot about tennis, except love. That's all I know.
That's what you don't want to know. That means you didn't get a point.
Oh, I thought it was a good thing.
And of course, we're doing it to, as I said, to support the Schenectady Firefighters Cancer Foundation. So Amy's here with us as well.
Amy, tell me a little bit about that and what brought it about.
So in 2012, we had a really devastating occurrence where 2 firefighters and 1 child of a firefighter were all afflicted with cancer roughly around the same time. So traditionally, we sort of just bound together, passed a hat around, did what we could, sold T-shirts. But we quickly realized that the growing occurrences of this kind of cancer is insurmountable without a bigger plan. So we did just that. We formed a non-for-profit. We have a couple big fundraisers every year. We do a 5K in the spring. We support breast cancer by selling T-shirts, and the firefighters wear them on duty to show our support to the community. And we get to do fun stuff like this with our community members, and it's really been a beautiful challenge for us. You know, we try very much to shift more into preventative care, excuse me, be able to provide ultrasound screening to the firefighters and their wives, the people that are most exposed.
So it's the firefighters and their families. Is
Yes.
That,
Yep.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's not just the one. So which is really good because it
Yes.
affects the firefighters.
Yeah. Cancer is in fact the leading cause of firefighter death. So you'd think running into burning buildings, being exposed to.
Well, they say, you know, the plastic burning and a number of the some or others, you know, out there that you inhale is even though they wear masks, it doesn't make any. I mean, we know what happened in 9/11. I mean, with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's absorbing into our skin. Up until very recently, last 10 years, no one studied what happens when your couch catches fire. You know we want to be stain resistant and things like that, but research is showing that that's what's causing cancer. And it sticks to our gear. The things that you would think are helping when you decon afterwards and take a shower, if you think about the products you use, they generally open your pores. We don't want that as firefighters. We don't want to pull those things into our skin.
Because it pulls it right back in again. Yeah.
So we're working with organizations to kind of push resources and research towards finding ways to keep us safer so we can keep the community safe, which is what we love.
I remember years ago, maybe the rest of you do too, when they were making kids' pajamas
flame retardant.
Fireproof. And we found out that that wasn't a very good thing to do. Yeah. So that's the same idea.
Yes, yeah. They're even finding in our gear things that we've been wearing to protect us from the heat and everything. One of the tests they do to make sure that it is in fact heat resistant up to the hundreds of degrees we need it to be is introducing PFAS, which is one of the what we're finding in plastics, which is causing cancer.
Yeah. Well, plastics. I mean, it was revolutionary. But it sure has given us a lot of problems. Plastics have, you know. So, and probably if I'm looking here,
there you go. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. You know, pickleball.
Hey.
So you're trying to join with the tennis to get.
We did.
We are joined.
You're joined like that, right? To raise money. Okay, so tell me how you two got together.
So actually, I'll just tell you how, and let me just give you this because I brought a ribbon
thank
for
you.
you.
Can I whip it on?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Of course I do.
And as I told you, I'm a tennis player, so play 3 or 4 times in the morning. And then I was just actually looking through some stuff on Amazon, believe it or not, and I saw pink tennis balls. And thought just came to me,
They're supposed to be yellow, aren't they?
Well, not for this tournament. For this fundraiser, we need pink.
Absolutely.
And,
I didn't even know they made pink tennis balls.
Yeah, I know. Amazon, marvelous.
Yeah.
Oops, not trying to
No.
But I saw this, and then the thought just came to my head that we always, as the city council, give a recognition, a resolution to the Schenectady firefighters for the work that they do. And as you could hear, it's extremely important work.
So
what they do, is just extremely important for lives. And we do that, and I thought it would be also important to maybe do some fundraising in addition to that. So I came up with the idea, and then, as conversation went on, pickleball came up because it's extremely popular right now.
It is so popular. I can't believe how many people are switching over because they can play it a lot longer, I guess.
Well, there's a lot of there's a lot of, I don't say advantages, but to pickleball, not over tennis necessarily, to pickleball. First of all, I'm the president of the Mohawk Pickleball Club, which is Schenectady, and some of the communities outside. We have over 200 members. We have a website, mohawkpickleballclub.org. We have a social. We do a social every second Thursday of the month at different Schenectady venues. Most of us play pickleball 3 or 4 times a week.
Wow.
A lot of us are retired, so we can do that.
So you can do that, yeah. Now, where do you play?
And I thank you, Marianne, for helping with this. We play at Hillhurst.
Okay, Hillhurst Park.
Hillhurst Park. We have 6 brand new courts.
Yes.
They came in finished last August. Last year, we haven't seen the best of this year, but last year they were rated the best courts in the Capital District.
Wow. That's
They're-
nice to
they're-
know.
they're
Thank you
tremendous.
very much, City Council.
And,
This is gonna
and
be
for
s-
people that want to play, we will have 28 people playing on 6 different courts at the Schenectady tennis court.
Show me a paddle, because I don't know what they look
it's
like.
It's kind of pickleball is kind of
That's
a
smaller than
combination
a
of
tennis.
It's tennis and ping pong.
Wait, yeah, because there's no gut,
It's a
you
paddle.
know, cat gut or anything.
It's a
in
paddle.
it.
It's a paddle, and the ball comes in
It's
different
got
colors.
holes in it.
It's like a really hard
Nerf ball?
wiffle ball.
Okay.
Like a really hard
Wiffle ball.
The court is a little smaller than a tennis court. The net is about 2 inches shorter, an inch, depending on where you measure
Okay,
it.
so you can get
shorter
over
than a
easier.
The ball comes at you extremely fast in the first 10 feet because a lot of pickleball is played right up at the net rather than back deep.
We'll have to try that
So
sometime.
it's a very quick sport, and because of its nature, it helps in so many people my age. It helps with agility, mental acuity.
Balance.
Balance is extremely important, so it helps you with your balance. I don't know how many people I've had that came in with the balance, but it strengthens the muscles that you need for balance. Friendships. When I first started playing pickleball, I didn't know any of the people that I play with now. And
Now
I
you have
know-
coffee with them, right?
I did. Yes, coffee and other things, but yes, dinner and why they elected me president, I have no idea. Also, I am ambassador for Schenectady County to the U.S. Pickleball Association.
There you go. How nice.
So I'm here in my capacity as president with the Mohawk Pickleball
Good.
Club.
So tell me about this event.
So
We've been talking about
Yeah.
tennis and pickleball,
Yes.
but we haven't put this all together.
So what's going to happen altogether is that we'll be at Schenectady Courts in Central Park. Check-ins at 11 o'clock. We start
What date?
this Saturday, October 12th.
Okay, good.
And we'll check-in starts at 11. We've asked people to sign in online, but there may be a little bit more room for tennis. I'm going to tell you that pickleball is so popular that it's full at this point.
We're full.
They're
Okay.
full. So we have a little bit more room for tennis. So check-in is at 11, and then we start the play at 12. We'll be there at the courts, and then after that, we have a social that begins at 2 o'clock over in the pavilion. And people can come and play.
Nice location.
Oh, yes, and you know what? We're going to have a marvelous day. 70 degrees on Saturday, so there's no reason for
Gotta be
people not to
good.
come
Yeah,
out.
Yeah. And okay, so they're going to come. Are there prizes if you come in? I mean, or are they just playing to be?
Well, you get bragging rights.
That's all.
And they're just doing it for a good cause. But I mean, obviously, we have something for everyone that plays. We have the wristbands to
bracelet,
talk about, to support the Cancer Foundation. So there aren't prizes necessarily, but just knowing that you're doing it for a good cause and that you're having a good time at the same time.
Okay, what I was going to say is, since pickleball is full, so they can't play, tennis is open. But somebody out there must say, "Oh, I would like to have played. I'd like to make a donation."
Yes.
We would encourage
definitely.
that. During the
They can
official
come for
sign up.
They can
there's-
pay to come to the social, right?
Yes, the social,
separately.
yes.
And we, as the pickleball people, because we think that we're going to finish about 15 minutes early from our session, and anybody that wants to come as a social guest, we're willing to play a little pickleball with them, teach them a little pickleball if they
that's
want.
good. That's
So if
really
anybody
good.
is interested in pickleball, come and watch. Come and watch the tennis too. Come watch the pickleball, and at the end when we're done, there will be people around with. We always have extra paddles.
That's really nice. I'm really glad to hear that, and I love what you're doing, Amy.
Thank you.
about
Thank you very much.
Doing something. My son-in-law is an ex-firefighter from Schenectady, so I have a bit of a,
We do a
feeling
great job
towards- yeah.
in this city. It is
Yes.
I get to work with other departments, but there's nothing like the city of Schenectady. The men and women in this department, with the support of the city council and the mayor, it's a bond that I haven't seen anywhere else. But we encourage people to check our website. It's neverfightalone.org. You can register for the Spots Left for Tennis. There's an opportunity to check out some of our merchandise, make a donation. We love the support. We love to do what we do in the city, and we want to be here to do it. So. And
although, you know, we look at this, that they say, well, they've got health insurance. It doesn't cover everything that needs to be covered.
Yeah.
I mean, cancer is devastating because there's so many things you don't expect that you're going to have to pay for.
Yeah, we generally speaking, the person that's sick as well as their partner have to stop working, so there's a loss of income. You know, insurance is fantastic, but it doesn't cover the incidentals. Some people need to be completely isolated from their family members, and you know, there's programming that's not covered by insurance to help kind of create a bubble for them to be the safest they can be within their home, but it's very expensive. So.
Well, thank you all for being here, for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Thank you. Marion, so good to see
Yes,
you.
you as well. And I do want to also say thank you to Anita Russo, who is part of STA, who has really helped bring all this together.
My cousin.
I know. But she's also been really
she's a sweetheart,
instrumental in this.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love you, Anita.
Thank you, Anita.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all for being here. And I wish you such success with your event. And I hope you raise lots of money.
We hope to see you Saturday.
Yes.
Play pickleball, just look me up.
I will.
Do you want to play tennis?
Mr. Unger here.
Yes.
I know.
All right. Thank you so much, Ann.
We're going to switch over here, and we're going to talk theater. Oh, Harbinger Theater. What a great theater group that is.
It is.
Patrick White has created an amazing, I don't know, it's like he's just so expressive, and he's able to find plays that nobody else has heard of. They're all premieres in the area. So you're doing Into the Breaches, and okay, aren't breeches what you wear?
They are.
Yeah, tell me about that. And let's talk about both of you because you're both in the play.
Yes.
So who wants to start?
I'll give you a little bit of an overview of the plot. So the play takes place in 1942. So it is Pearl Harbor was bombed recently, and now we are into World War II. And this theater company has found that all of their men, or most of their men, have signed up to go to war. And so the ladies that are left decide that they are going to carry on. So much like the Rosie the Riveters of the day, where they would go into the factories.
They're going to play all the parts.
They're going to play all the parts. So while and it's a Shakespearean show, so they decide to put on the Henriade, which is Henry IV and V combined. Now in Shakespeare, traditionally, it used to be all men playing all women roles. Yes, exactly. And so now it is all women playing all men roles. So this is, and that is the plot of the show.
Okay, so Laura, and I know you're a director. You do everything in theater. She's an amazing woman. She really is. Rich, tell me about your part.
Okay.
Because what are you doing in this play?
Well,
anyway?
I am the fly in the ointment. My character, Ellsworth Snow, he is the chairman of the board of directors of the Playhouse and the president. He's a wealthy industrialist. He has a socialite wife. And I have to say, first of all, that
he's the angel?
He's the he's the guy, the business guy behind the thing, and the organizer.
He's the one we have to convince to even let us do this.
And he represents basically all the obstructions that Maggie, our protagonist, has in that it's wartime. He doesn't believe that we should be doing plays. We should concentrate on the war effort. He doesn't believe in non-traditional casting. He doesn't believe women should be paid. There's all these things, and the way and he and his one failing, so that he's not a bad guy. His one failing is he's hopelessly devoted to his wife, and through that, when she gets cast in the play, he's kind of dragged through.
Yeah, you knew how to do that, right? Get her into the play.
Exactly, and I want to point out one thing is that the play was written, the playwright George Brandt wrote this to take place in Rhode Island. However, his instructions were, if you want to change it up to the local area, you can.
That's
nice. So we have changed all the place names to places around the Capital District. So
the audience will recognize and be in on those jokes.
Well, I like the idea that you have a playwright that is sensitive to community theater.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is this your premiere? It's a premiere in the area. It
In the
always
area,
is.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Patrick always does a premiere. So, and because I'm not familiar with the play, so I'm assuming that it hasn't probably been produced very often, or
Well, it's been produced around the
I mean, in
country,
other
but
areas,
but
yeah.
not in this area.
Yeah. So where does it get its name, Laura?
So one of the famous lines from Henry IV Part 2 is "Once more unto the breaches, dear friends," you know, going into that battle. And so into the breaches as in into the battle fray, into the breaches as into pants.
Yeah,
so
so
that
it's
is
got
where-
a double
it's got a double
meaning.
meaning there,
Yeah,
yes.
that's good. So when is this going to be performed, and where?
So it will be taking place at the Albany Barn in downtown Albany. It starts right after the election. So we have a free preview on the 5th of November.
Wait, that's election day, isn't it?
The
6th. The 6th.
The 6th is the
we open on the 7th.
Okay,
so
the
the
6th.
6th, I'm
Okay,
so
yeah,
sorry.
'cause
Got that on the brain.
You got the 5th on your mind. I know we're all thinking, oh, the 5th.
And so that weekend is our opening weekend, and then we do the following weekend too. So we don't do Sunday matinees in the barn space, but we will be doing the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday shows.
Okay, now I've been to the barn there, and now are you doing this like in the round, or are you doing it on the stage?
On the stage.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, you're doing the stage.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Because I've seen some of them when they're in the, which work
Oh
sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but because this is a community theater, who
It has to be on the stage.
It's on
Right,
the
that's
stage.
right.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
And I want to say that,
Yes,
that
Richard.
for the people who are listening, Albany Barn is on 2nd Street because
Avenue.
Not Avenue, because we have Barbinger just did a co-production with Albany Civic
Albany
on
Civic
2nd
Theater.
Avenue.
Yeah, I know you
And
did.
I don't want because people have shown up the wrong places.
I when I wrote it down, I think on the screen there, I put street. I wanted to make sure that they understood it's not avenue, because avenue was with 256. Where did that come from? That's the address of the Civic players. I don't know where that came
So
from.
yeah, but it's the Albany Barn.
Albany
Yeah, but
Barn
this is
on
the Albany
2nd
Barn.
Street, 56 2nd Street.
Sometimes I surprise myself when I come out with things that from way back when. Oh my gosh! But they say it's the more recent memory goes. But the old, I'm worried now because I remember a lot of the old stuff.
Who are you again? Oh.
So anyway, so let's back up. So I want to talk about both of you. So Rich, tell me a little bit about your background in theater.
Well, I've done things on and off since the early 80s in various theater groups around. Not so much recently. Well, life interferes sometimes, so took some time.
It does get in the way,
It does get in the way, so it took some time off. When I retired, I decided I would come back in again.
Back into it.
Surprisingly enough, there's a lot of other retirees that are doing the same thing.
I know, but that's good because there's parts for everybody, So yeah, and Laura, I know that you've been very active. This is an amazing woman. So tell me a little bit about your background and what you've been doing.
So I have experience in directing and playwriting and lighting design and props and costumes and set design and acting. I get to act in this one.
Amazing.
Yes.
When I saw your name, acting. Oh my God, she
Acting.
does everything else. Why not?
Yeah, so I get to play Celeste Fielding, who is the aging prima donna actress of this theater
wasn't
company.
typecast then.
I bless your heart. And so she is one of the few of the actual theater company that remains. And as they're going into this new adventure, she kind of self-casts herself as the lead, but then is surprised when other people are coming out of the community and out of the woodwork that also have talent too. Now she's got a little competition. So.
This is going to be a great play, I think, because every one of his plays, I don't know how he selects them, but okay, let's back up. Does the director select the play or does Patrick select?
That you'd have to take up with Harbinger. I believe they have a committee that reads a bunch of plays that they are either interested in or hear about or get submitted to them, and they work with their season to say, okay, which projects do we want to do? Do we have people connected to them already? Do we need to find good people connected to them? Who can we think of to put into these projects? Because these are the ones we're passionate about and want to do.
We have so many theater groups that it puts a real strain on, the set setting up sets and the sound and the
lights.
And lighting. I mean, and I know that this is very difficult for theater groups, but they seem to all manage, and we are so fortunate to have so many theater groups that are creating such wonderful plays and live performances. Get those kids out to see some of these live performances. the first one I ever saw hooked me. So, you know, and I was a little kid. My mother loved theater, so. Anyway, Brick Leg.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
good. I'm going to tell everybody who's coming on next time. Our next show, we're going to be doing Requiem. Actually, there's a production coming up. Well, not a production, but a performance at St. Luke's. We're going to be talking about paranormal. And the Bunbury Players, that's another group, is coming on. We're going to be talking about the Schenectady Jewish Center's Film Festival, which is an amazing film festival. Films that you won't see anywhere else. You got to see these. And then the International Center at the Capital Region will be on. They're giving some awards. And then we have Joe Doolittle coming on from the Story Circle at Proctor's. We got a full lineup coming up, so be sure to watch our next show. This one will run for 2 weeks, so watch it. You can also see it on Facebook. You can see it on my website. You can see it on YouTube. We're out there, and we're promoting good stuff in Schenectady.